Hello there. How's it going? Let me mute. How's it going? Um, yeah, it's live streams a little earlier uh, today uh, because we're getting out of we're heading into, well, not quite fall, but not quite. We're a few weeks out from the summer solstice, so days are getting a little shorter, and so nights. Twilight starting earlier, and so I'm going to keep shifting these live streams earlier and earlier um, as we kind of go into fall. But I've been starting it. I want to start the stream about um, an hour after sunset or so. Yeah, about because the sunset just before 8. So that's going to be the new thing, which will be good for when I do the longer live streams. I won't necessarily. I mean, I might still be up till 2 in the morning, but I'll be able to get that much more in. So, yeah, it's been. It has been a few, almost over a week since I had my last live stream. I noticed I've been just kind of busy with some kind of uh, personal, just uh, personal things, not personal, but anyway, I've been busy, and I hadn't noticed that a few people have joined as channel members. Thank you. You know who you are. I'm going to uh, give you guys or you all credit, and I'll be contacting about if there's a preferred name. I think going forward, I'll probably start doing a credits on the live stream. I don't know if a lot of people do it at the end. I don't know if I want to do it at the end just because, people might kind of bail from the stream, and I feel like people's contribution is it's helpful, and so I'm going to put it I might put it at the beginning, well, during the pre-show kind of intro. So anyway, if you joined tonight and if you had happened to see my post, or seen kind of me talking about it on Discord, wherever I am, tonight I am going to preview some new functionality that I've been working on trying to add a live view to the Seestar Alp web interface, SSE, as it says on the web page, and so some people refer to it as SSE for what was it, Seestar, Seestar simple controller or something like that. Anyhow, because if you've watched previous live streams, you'll see how I would bring up the web interface to control it, but I'd have the app running. So, for example, I'd have, let me switch. Sorry, I'm a little kind of discombobulated today. So, see, that's what happens when I have the live stream an hour earlier or half an hour earlier. See, I don't even know how. So I would have the iPad app or a phone app up and running so I could look at the screen, but we don't necessarily need to do that anymore. Now, I have, as is usually the case, I have the two Seestars running right now, and they're not even pointing at the sky particularly. They're just kind of in a neutral position. And I'll show you on one of them. They're kind of pointing horizontally. So I will show you on one of them. So this is Seestar, the one that's on the right. And there's now a live view tab. And this still has some work. I need to do some work with it. But if I click on scenery mode, and actually if I have the app open, oh no, see, I need to do this. I need to do it with the other one so you can see how what this is doing now will actually control what's happening on the app. See, the app switched to scenery mode too. Now it's just pointing at kind of the fence. And it doesn't help. It doesn't. Yeah. So see, it's actually pulling the same live data, and you can see the time updating here on the bottom. Hi there, Cheap Astro. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Thanks for keeping a little company. Like I was saying, I don't know if you saw at the beginning, I'm going to start moving my live streams earlier and earlier as we kind of head into fall. So it hopefully will make it a little easier for those who are further east than the US. But yeah, so this isn't particularly interesting because right now it is pointing at the at a fence, literally, and the light you see is just kind of porch light, I think. So if I shut it off, you notice it basically is sending commands to the Seestar that will cause it to the Seestar to do something. So if I go turn on moon mode, which it's not pointing at the moon, but notice it turned on moon mode, and it's still pointing at the same information, the same scene, but so that all is working. Now, observing mode is a little off, and I'll probably have to make some tweaks on the fly to the code because it's very much a work in progress. But I wanted to kind of do a preview. So let's go. We are going to try, we're just going to try imaging things. And I think, if I recall correctly, M16 is actually visible now. Actually, no, it was M11 I wanted to look at. Yeah, M11 should be visible. But wait, first, let's go. I want to try to do a horizontal calibration. Which star is this? OCAB. Do I want to try that one? Let me try that star. I'm going to try pointing both of them at OCAB. And then I'll do an initial imaging and then just to get it horizontally calibrated. So let's go back to the web interface and go schedule. And like probably in the future, I might do this before the stream starts. But I was actually making last minute code changes, trying to what do you call it? Trying to get both. I realized before, just like an hour and a half ago, that I hadn't run both of the telescopes in live view mode and SSC at the same time. And I realized quickly that it wasn't working, but I fixed it just for you guys. And just for you all. Okay, so let us see, there's still some debugging information in here. Let me go look at we're gonna look at this is the logs. This is something I'm probably gonna do. Actually, I should switch off this screen, and then we can watch it kind of going to the target and starting the imaging. And hopefully I'll do horizontal calibration and it'll be good. But the logs are definitely something I want to do something about. Which one of these is actually, I think, did I do A or B? I did B, so it'll be the one on the left. That one should now be pointing up higher. And actually, since it is B, I can see that it's trying to stargaze here. Hello, Jovi. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. I'm just getting started. I haven't really sufficiently demoed the new live view mode, and it might be a little bumpy because it's still very much a work in progress. But let's see what the logs are saying here. Okay, plate solving failed. We're off to a great start here. But then again, that one, for some reason, always fails on the first try. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try to do the same target, which was OCAB, or however you pronounce it. And so we'll go to A, schedule, and 240, and submit, and start, and go back here. Okay, so A is working. Auto go to. Fail error. Oh, below the horizon. Yeah, so that's easy enough to fix. I hadn't done the startup sequence for A, I think. So all I need to do is run this, and then that should cause it to go high enough in the sky. Let me go back to my cameras. Definitely need to improve or replace this camera with something that updates more quickly. I'm strapped in for the bumpy ride, huh? So which one did I do? So let me just check to see what this is doing. Moving slew angle, Seestar A. I think, let me go ahead and try to, okay. So B is succeeding. No? Okay. B said plate solve failed, but that's fine. B always has a problem with plate solving. And so I'm going to go back to A. A should now be at an angle that I can go ahead and I'll just rerun the schedule or restart the schedule. And it should, A should be able to point to OCAB, horizontally calibrate, and then it should be ready. And once all that's done, then we can kind of get to live viewing. Although maybe let me see something here. Actually, let's see what it claims. Okay, plate solving. See, plate solving succeeded on A. Go figure. So let me go to this and let's go look at live view. Now, it's not, it says it's continuous exposure, but it's not, is it not exposing? It does say it's in continuous exposure mode. Oh. Yeah. So I might have to I should name them Bert and Ernie. I like that. I like that. Which one would be Bert and which would be Ernie? I'd have to figure that out. I mean, right now A and B were kind of A was the first one I got and B was the second one I got because they um that that's not a reason, but that's my rationale, I guess. And yeah, is it clear where you are, Jovi? That's um it's supposed to be clear here. It might be clear here tomorrow, but it's kind of iffy, so I'm not sure if I'll do tomorrow because I start the live stream around here when it would be a little bit of cloud cover. It'll clear up, but Wednesday's looking pretty good, so I might do another live stream tomorrow, or it might not be till Wednesday. Um, so I'm playing it by ear. Oh, nice. And the next 3 nights. Yeah, I mean, we have, it looks like, actually, it might be for me, it might be Tuesday's kind of iffy, but Wednesday, Thursday look good, and maybe even Friday here. Although, as we've seen before, it just because it says that it's going to be like that, it might end up getting clouds. Um, oh yeah. So while I was testing out this new live view function, I was doing a lot of recording while I was capturing images while I was doing the testing, and I actually filled up one of the Seestars. I hadn't ever. It actually switched off of, saving subframe mode. I was like, why is that off now in the settings? And I tried to turn it on, and it said there was too little space to turn it on. I'm like, oh. So I had to go, I turned it back on, but then it also had turned off the save failed frames setting. Um, so is this, um, oh, that's too bad. No clear in your forecast. Sorry about that, you Astro. That's, I mean, we had plenty of that here. Okay, so let's see. This one is continuous exposure. View state is cancel none. Is it done? Did it succeed? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm and super humid. Yeah, yeah. We had. Of course, it's almost always humid here. So I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to make a quick change to some code. What was it? Actually, it was in the main app. What was it? What was it? iScope. You can see. I'm not trying to turn this into a live coding exercise, but is it this? Yeah. This is some code that I've been messing around with. So I'm gonna have to restart the app or the back end, which is fine because we're not imaging anything. So okay. All right. Connected to both of them. So I should be able to go. Let's see if this works. So let me pick star mode. It's thinking. Now it's interesting. There's 3 different ways that the imaging works with the Seestar. The in oh, hi Marco. Nice to thanks for joining the stream. So there's did this fail? So there's 3 different ways that the Seestar images. So in sun, moon, planet, and scenery mode, it's doing a streaming video. And so I added code on the back end that connects to the stream, grabs frames, and then pushes it to the browser. But then star mode is star mode. It basically, whether you're if you're there's preview mode, which it shows up as continuous exposure, and then there's stacking mode, which is when you're capturing data. And so it there's two different ways that it communicates with the app. And when it's in continuous mode, it's just sending raw frames, 16-bit raw frames that aren't debayered or anything to the app. But the stacked image is an RGB stack, and so it's like a 12 megabyte raw file, but so it's zipped. So it's literally firing off a zip every time it shows up on the app. So that was kind of interesting. So why isn't this loading? Oh, it thinks it got a yeah, the zip part was rather unexpected. I had to like double check myself because I grabbed the data and then I saved it in a file, and the kind of the editor I was using, opened it up as a zip, and I'm like, did I accidentally press a key to like zip the data? And so I like ran some commands, and it's like, no, it says it's a zip file. And yeah, um, let me look at the code here. Like I say, this is oh yeah. So the problem is right now, sorry, the problem is the two modes for star mode. So if you look at this, like these are all discrete kind of, the functionality is discrete. So when I go to sun mode, or I go to lunar, moon mode, or planet, or scenery, I know it's streaming. Like, so the back end knows it's streaming. But in star mode, the way I wrote it, it doesn't. I have to do an extra lookup against the Seestar to see if it's in. I'm basically only looking at star part. I'm not looking at this continuous exposure. And so the problem is it thinks it's in stacking mode, but it's not. It's in it's not in stacking mode. It's in continuous exposure mode, preview mode. And so I literally have it hard coded where it's, see, if it's sun, stream, moon, stream, scenery, stream, planet, stream, star, stack. That's wrong. At this moment, it's wrong. So I'm just going to go preview. I'm going to make a note to myself, so my future self later tonight or tomorrow will know how that I need to fix this here. Look at the, what do you call it? The stage. Continuous exposure equals preview. Anyway, so I'm not going to make a habit of making this like a live coding thing, unless people want it, or maybe I'll do it as like another. Oh, I basically have two instances running, and so I'm on A. Anyway, so let us start this. Make a note to yourself to watch your note to yourself. Yeah, I should. Okay, that failed. So let's see. That's interesting. it's thinking about it. Oh, see, look, it's grabbing. This is just some debugging code I added to while it was kind of figuring out things. Oh, so one thing, this is very much a work in progress. The reason it's so green is I'm doing so by default the data, just like when you sometimes take photos with the Seestar and you bring it into a tool like Cyril, it'll have a green cast to it. And then as part of either the processing or like if you stretch it, do the default auto stretch, it might end up with a green cast to it. Well, the default frame is the default frame is just like in Cyril, it's very dark. It's basically you can't see anything. So I'm applying kind of a dynamic stretch to the image. Oh, look. It's either an airplane or a satellite. Oh, that's cool. So you can see it's updating. And I have like a timestamp on the bottom here. So you can see it's not like super fast. It's like I even have it's basically doing a tenth of a frame per second. It's not very fast. Yeah. Second channel. Maybe I'll do live astronomy coding on the second channel. Actually, that might be interesting. Yeah, maybe. Especially, I should have done it for this when I was doing this project of trying to get this to work. So actually, so this is. I think I'm running out of time to even look at. So this is Seestar A. Let me go ahead and go into the schedule, and I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to do M16. And I'm going to look it up, and I'm going to do it for, let's see how much time I have left on M16. Because for me, M16 is very low in the sky. Oh no, I was going to do M11. Oh, I've got plenty of time to do M11. Let me do M11. Let me kick that off. So I'm going to do M11. And I will do, I'll do half an hour. And no light pollution necessary, a filter necessary, because M11 is a is an open cluster, but it's a very dense open cluster. So let me see how I'm going to do this. Yeah, this is fine. Basically, the problem is the Seestar app keeps its schedule in memory. And so normally if I would stop and restart the app like I did earlier, it would cause it to lose its schedule, which I'm only doing one item, so it's not a huge deal. Except since I have the video or the imaging part is a separate process, I can stop and restart that without causing the schedule to go haywire. So let me go ahead and double check that. That's all good. Okay, let me start it. And if I go over here, it's going to start. Yeah, that's true. It would be a project. So hopefully this will start updating. Wait, am I even did I even do the right one? I did B. And I'm looking at it, A. Oops. Let me go back at B. So now it's connecting. But yeah, hello, Red Angel. Thanks for joining. Yeah, one thing it's sometimes a little slow on the first. Did I get these backwards? I think it's connecting to the wrong one. Let me go. Oh, sorry. Like clicking around here. Like, okay. So I have A and B. Okay, B. Is that where the schedule is? And yeah, how is A? Oh, it's mode none. Okay, I'm not doing anything with A yet. Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm okay. Okay, the schedule isn't on A. The schedule is on B. So I should definitely be doing the B live view. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm having issues trying to. Okay. Now it still says, okay. Let me switch to A and then go into star mode. Okay. I'm bouncing back and forth between these. I'm losing track of where I am. I think there's an issue with the code, so let me bring up the code. I'm just adding some debugging information so I know I'm looking at the right thing. What is strange is there's nothing on this one. So A is 250. But this is very rough. Very, very rough. So by the time I release this code for others, it will be none of this you'll have to do. It's because I literally I wrote this over the weekend and it was a little complicated. I mean, basically 3 different encodings, being able to read a live video stream, a UDP video stream, being able to read a raw image and then a stacked image, which is a slightly different format in raw. Like one's RGB, one's like a bared image, which has RG and B pixels separate, and then you have to like debayer it and stuff. And I had to do that all in Python. Anyway, it was a little bit more than it took a decent amount of time to kind of sort that. But why is it connecting to this one? This one should be Seestar B. So why is it showing up on Seestar A? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what I messed up. You know what? I'll just do all of them at the same time, actually. I'll do both. And I don't want to do 2 live views, so I'll just do one. Let's see what this does. This theoretically should pull up 2 different live views on one screen, which I do want to support eventually. Okay, so now it's pulling from both. I don't know why it wasn't before. Yeah. So why is it so green? So there's one of two possibilities. Either I did the debearing wrong, or the stretch I'm applying to the debearing is making it green. I might have gotten the channels wrong, because the problem is some of the Python code wanted the images to be in BGR format instead of RGB. Anyway, it'll be fixed before I release this on people. And this is that the greencast doesn't happen on the live video and it modes, and it doesn't happen on the stacking modes. Okay, so now we have both telescopes. The one on the left is A, and this one is the one that's still pointing at OCAB. This is the one that's going to the cluster. But let me see if it's starting to stack yet. So B is continuous exposure. Why is it still Oh, did it? Maybe I messed up something here. Yeah, it's in stargazing mode. So let me look at the schedule. Let me restart that. And let's see what this is doing. Yeah. I think it's auto stretch, but I'm not 100%. You got the Seestar to run on both desktop and laptop. I brought the laptop to the cabin to test it out. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, clouds. Not cool. That's a bummer. I hate that. That's one of my concerns. I was thinking of going to the star party in New Mexico in a few weeks. But yeah, it's going to be kind of a long drive, and so I'm debating doing it. I might do it. It's Bortle 1, so if it's clear, it'll be amazing. So plates all failed. Actually, what's interesting is since it's trying to go to the target, I should be able to view. It's this one that should be updating. Are they 43, 17? Get view state. That's just a lot of debugging information. So theoretically, this one should be updating if it's actually going to the target, unless it failed again. Plate file has failed. Oh, you know what? Sometimes, because of my extreme light pollution, it'll just repeatedly fail on some targets. And let me just go ahead and see. So it's kind of interesting since I have both of these running. Oh, it's still going to the object, supposedly. Huh. Did this update? I think this updated. Maybe not. I don't remember this star here. Let me move it, make it smaller. I need, well, I could have higher resolution screen. The problem is then it would be unreadable on the stream, so I'm trying to make do. Did it fail again? Yeah. Plate solving failed again. That's annoying. Let's see. Okay, it's shooting. It's interesting because like that's one thing. Another thing, it won't be on the initial version, but I want to add some of this kind of this information on this screen. Did it end up failing completely? Okay, yeah, it failed. So that's fine. I'm going to just manually start recording. And of course, it's going to try to horizontally calibrate, and that's going to fail. That's again, there's more that needs to be added to the web interface. If it's on the happy path of like it can find the target and kind of plate solve correctly, like you wouldn't have this issue. But I have this issue on a good day where I live, so it's kind of annoying. But I might go ahead and do something on the other one too. Actually, let me look at. Yeah, horizontal calibration failed. You know what? I can move the other one to M16. Let me do that. Okay. So this is A, this is B. And so let's go to schedule, switch to A. I'll do M16, search. Yeah, hopefully next live stream. Like if I don't do one till Wednesday, the moon will be just kind of that much more out of like it'll be further away from some of these targets, so hopefully it'll be won't be as much of a problem with the sky. So I am going to do this. So I'm going to start this one. And so, oh, see, look, you can see it's starting to move, the one on the left. This one I'm now sending to M16. And see, it's showing, yeah, I'm on A, so it's saying auto go to. Now, the right one isn't doing stacking. It's still showing the live view. So it's kind of interesting. In the app, it's either showing you the kind of the live view or the stacked view. But it turns out you can get either one when you're stacking. So even though I'm stacking, or did it stop? Maybe it stopped. I take it back. Maybe it stopped updating. I'm pretty sure I'd seen it where it was still pulling data at one point. If not, we'll force it to show the stack, and then we can see that happening. Hold on. Okay. All right. So this is still pulling one frame every 20 seconds, one frame in 100 seconds. Wow. That's slow. Actually, it probably doesn't help that I'm looking at this here. So I'm actually going to close this out. I'm going to quit the app. And this one of them is the stacked view and one is the live view. This is the one that's stacking, I think. So let me go change that. Oh, good night, Joe V. Thanks for joining. So remember how I had this set to stack. I'm changing it back to stack. And oh, I forgot it's set to live reload. Actually, I didn't want that to, it live reloaded the other one. That's fine. One of them will end up kind of going. One of them will have a problem because it's still setting up, getting ready. Yeah, that one's going to fail because this one's not stacking yet. The first one, the A telescope, I had just started going to M16, but this other one should be, it didn't fail immediately, so it looks like it's trying to grab the image. So to grab the header, so it knows how big the file is, but it takes a little bit of time. Again, with faster Wi-Fi, this would work better. I say it every stream. I'll keep saying it until I fix it. I just need to fix it. Good. I'm glad, Marco, that the videos are helpful. That's part of the. Okay. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. See, it's this one is now loaded, and now the thing is, I'm not sure if the stack view actually auto refreshes because there's a slight, because it's such a large payload, I actually kind of disconnect and reconnect. Yeah, that's not ideal. So this one, let's see what this one is doing. Let's see. Is the other one imaging yet? Is it still running or did it fail? Okay, this is, A is working, continuous, and the scheduler says it's still running, so the one that's going to M16 is still running, so that's good. And this one had an issue with the schedule, so I manually started the stack from the app. So I think I'll just have to wait for this other one to go into, it says continuous exposure. That's not right. Technically, it should be stacking. Let me reload this. Hi, Dave. How's it going? Thanks for joining. I am testing out some very new code. Very, very new code. See, I thought it says stacking. That could be a problem. Basically, I need to be able to distinguish the states between stacking and kind of just live preview. So I'm not sure why it's saying continuous exposure. Very strange. But basically, it's still working continuous exposure. Let me try bringing up the app again, see what it says about all this. Yeah, it claims it's exposing here. Although I wonder. Yeah, there is a way to distinguish it. I just need to figure that out because it is definitely the M11, which is on Seestar B, is definitely um, stacking, but for whatever reason, it doesn't say as such. So I wonder if this one. So this is the live view. I mean the stacked view from the one Seestar. So let me try reloading this page. It's very raw work in progress, but um, if I don't, maybe I won't live stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll wait until Wednesday because that'll give me an extra day to work out some of these kinks. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay. So this one isn't this one particular one is not yet um, as starting to stack. But this one is, it's just on my slow Wi-Fi, it's having to transfer a 5 megabyte zip file. Yes, a zip file. And so, okay, there we go. So this is definitely stacking. And I do apply a stretch to this. I apply a stretch to this and it doesn't have the green cast. So, I need to figure out why there's the green cast on the live view. With the supermoon, it's a good time to test new features. Yeah, exactly. Does anyone use moon filters? No, I haven't, but I'm curious if other people have used that. I mean, the built-in filter does help. The light pollution filter can help a little bit if you're imaging certain nebula and they're not too close to the moon. I was imaging M16 the other day and the moon was really close and I had like this really and I had the light pollution filter on, but the gradient was just horrific because the moon was nearby. But I was testing this out, so it was fine. Yeah, this is weird. Let me do something here. Like I say, this might be I might need to create a channel to live astronomy coding. Oops. It makes no sense. It says V2. Anyway, so I'm okay, still not a zip file. This is on A. Let me go to B, the B live view. Even though it's loading both of them, it says V2. So why is that? Oh, no? It's so strange. Yeah, I'm trying to fix it as we're observing. Oh. No? That is so weird. I'm sure it's I mean it's clearly some really simple issue that I'm having an issue with, but oh well. Did this end up loading? Oh, not a zip file. Yikes. Oh. Huh. Get stacked image. This didn't fail. But will it fail? So basically it makes a request for this latest stacked image, and then the telescope responds back saying, yeah, here's the this is how big the image is going to be. And so it's waiting for that. And really running two of these at the same time is really taxing the network, my wireless network. And yeah, I mean, there's some other things that would be nice, like as it's getting data to have kind of a progress indicator, kind of like how the app does it. Although the app doesn't, it's not always clear what's going on. So I would want to add more kind of information so it's more clear what's happening. But there's much to be done. If anybody wants to help contribute to the project, there's it's the oops. It is and so it's so what am I drinking? It looks like a slight concoction, but it's actually pretty benign. It's non-alcoholic. It's root beer and cream. Actually, I had cream to it. It kind of ends up tasting like a vanilla float or a root beer float, and it's pretty tasty. Is this still? Why didn't it? That is so weird. Let me try this again. Live Python from 2 screens. Yeah, it's kind of. Did I reload the screen? There we go. I hit the wrong key in the on the wrong screen. I may have to. Let me do this one. Yeah, but I'm trying to get the live. Did that do anything? That's weird. Let's see what this. Maybe I need to just. Oh, this file's not a zip file, so that we're back to that error. Oops. Let me, yeah, so the other one, maybe the other one failed. Oh no. Yeah? Oh, it's because I had stopped it. But yeah, it's definitely very rough around the edges, but I wanted to kind of give a sneak peek of what, oh, a sneak peek of what's going on. The Bob Ross of Python. Minimum. Oh, are we? was a minimum OS version added to the README. Are you talking about the Seestar firmware, um, or something else? Oh, I know what you're talking about. The issue with Astroberry wasn't able to run it. No, I don't think it is. It was, but that's a good point. We need to make that clear. Um, Actually, let me just double check to see if it was, because there have been some updates to the README. Yeah. Um, no, I don't think. Wow. Um, let me just add an issue. Three net names. All right. I'll just add that so somebody can update that. The Pi version? Yeah. It's ultimately the Python version. Yeah, the problem was Astroberry is running, for those who weren't part of that, Astroberry's running an older version of the Raspberry Pi OS, and it's running an older Python, and it doesn't this Seestar ALP doesn't work on it, so it's unfortunate. Sipping some tequila doesn't make the clouds go away. That is a good consolation prize if you like tequila. It's definitely a good consolation prize. Let's see. Why isn't this loading? Did it fail? Did both of them fail? Well, that's interesting. Why did it stop stacking? Let me see. Yeah, so we're back to that mode of, and then do that, and then do this, go back to preview mode, and this should reload. Yeah, I don't know why it stopped. It definitely is so one of the things I was thinking of doing is actually getting this code out sooner rather than later, not in this current state, but maybe by Wednesday. And then there'll be a config setting where it'll be turned off by default, because it is, unless I kind of resolve some of the issues, it's kind of rough right now. So I'm not sure why. Oh, what was this? Let me see. Oh, there. Okay, so we've got two live views, and let me look at the code here. Actually, I have to look at it offline here. Okay. Start view. Start view. Start. Begin streaming. Get stacked image. What was the command to start actually imaging? Although this should just do it here. let me go back to the schedule for A, and it claims it's running. Why is it claim it's running? So Seestar A claims it's running. And yet I don't see any, like, this should be working. Yeah, that thing. Can I change pronounce so the way I pronounce it is Erewhon, but I don't know if that's technically correct. But I pronounce it Erewhon for whatever that's worth. Yeah, I mean, my name's I think, what is it? Do I have a name? I have a name. My name's Steven or Steve, either one. But I do use Erewhon a lot. It's the handle I've been using online for email and stuff, like for a long decades at this point. But yeah, I think like on Discord, I think I actually, like, it'll say what my actual name is. So yeah, Nugsy or just Nugs. Hi there. I know I always call you by your handle because I like your handle, the cheap Astro. um, but Nugsy, okay. I will do that. Although I sometimes will revert to the handle just for, um, because of habit, I guess. So why, oh why? I'm not only, and Dave is Dave. I the problem, it's like I'm live. What do you call it? Live troubleshooting this code. And why? Trying to figure out. Just Dave. It's just Dave. Why isn't this working? It's very strange. I mean, I think the problem was I tested all the bits individually, all the different modes, but this is the first time I'm trying to do both at the same time, and all kind of pointing to different targets. Now this one is still updating. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably be Cheap Astro. I'll probably be what do you call it? Streaming again on Wednesday. I think I'll do Wednesday. And was it just red? Okay, I'll just stick to red. Is it because no? I mean, this page is updating. Well, at least the left one, the one on the left updated. The one on the right, well, the one on the right is failing. It's getting that, it got this error here. Yeah, see, it's misformed buffer. Yeah, the problem is some of this, and what I've done is, because the data can kind of get mangled, I've had it in some cases disconnect and then reconnect to try to fix the issue. But let me try reloading the whole thing again. Crab Nebula. I don't know if that's visible. I don't think it is. But maybe I should point the one towards something else. For some reason, it sometimes does this where it won't. Nope, it's below the horizon, unfortunately. Do not use while streaming live. Well, you know, I mean, it's part of the excitement of it all. I mean, it keeps it different, you know. Now it is, yeah. I mean, it is able to pull images, and now the one that ends up being really kind of dodgy is the live streaming, because that's it runs on a protocol that's unreliable, and so it'll just start having all kinds of weird artifacts. But then again, the app does it too. If you're kind of far away from the telescope and you're viewing the sun, it can start glitching pretty bad. Is it still updating? It's one frame every 20 seconds. It's not the fastest, but it is updating. What I don't get is I'm bringing up the app just to see. Yeah, see, it says it's not gazing. So why is that? Oh no, now it says it is. Okay. That's confusing. Yeah. Yeah. Get to our. No, it's no. I mean, it's I mean, I don't want to bore people too much, but or not too much. I don't want to bore people at all. So let me see what I can do here. Let me move this over here. It's kind of a live coding. Need to, and is the question is the other one still stacking, or still sorry, I'm live coding or changing the code and then trying to talk at the same time, and I'm failing. do I have enough programs running? Maybe not. So the Seestar app, because I have a Mac, the Seestar app is running. It's the iPad app, and you can run iPad applications on Apple Silicon laptops, and so that's what I'm doing. So it's actually the actual iPad app, but it's yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah, so it's not. It's running on the laptop. It's not streaming. So why didn't this load at all? It's very strange. And it's on star mode, so it should have. This one is. I keep bringing this one up unintentionally. So let me look. Okay, it said it's not a zip file. Let me just stop this one and just try reloading one of them. Like I say, the it's definitely a bit bumpy, but quantum silicon, yeah, that would be interesting. Maybe that'll be the M10 or something like that. So it says not a zip file. Huh. Maybe it's not stacking. Very strange. Anywho, so what I'm going to do is, oh, is it when in danger or in doubt, run in circles, scream and shout? No, not that. Let me see. Stack mode is not working. And so we'll go back to preview mode. Actually, the one thing I want to see is when is the moon actually visible? Because that works well. Yeah, that's not going to be in the narrow window I have. It won't be visible for a while. So, preview mode. What I need to, why isn't that working? I do think that, let me see if A, okay, the scheduler stopped on A, so I'm just going to go, just trying to think of what to do with the next target. I think A, I'm going to change to, let's see. Let's try that. Try something else here. Yeah, the first, the Seestar A's, I mean, they both are showing live view mode, but the second one is stacking, but the first one isn't. So I'm thinking of just kind of moving back to having A go to some other target. So I'm going to clear the schedule on A. And I had actually come up with a list of things to look at, but I think most of those, let me see, is the trapezium. Should I try the Pac-Man Nebula? Because it's relatively bright. Let me try I mean, it's not bright, but actually, let me try a cluster. Let me just do that. Mothra? Do I do Mothra? What a name. No. M71, no. These are all, I want something fairly bright. How bright is Crescent? Maybe I'll do the Crescent Nebula. It's not that bright, but at least it's something interesting. NGC 6888. So we'll do image NGC 6888. Look it up. We'll do half an hour. Oh, I wonder if, oh, so let me do that. Let me start. Okay, that is running. I really need to get kind of better diagnostics logging in the front end so you can see here that it's actually doing something. Yeah, Galileo wants to use this scope. Yeah. Oh, you do IT recruitment for a living. Yeah, live coding test. Yeah. Well, how about doing a live coding stream? That's okay. This is actually plate solve succeeded, which is good. Which is very good. Well, I so putting the images on tabs. I actually had only one image on a screen, but the logic is kind of messed up and it wasn't bringing up the right image. Or Anyway, it won't be an issue in the future, but I was going to have only a single image on each in each window. I mean in each screen. So let me see how this is doing. Dark library. That's interesting. It's in dark library stage. And this one is in dark library stage. Why are they both in dark library stage? That's dark. Oh, it says it stopped. I guess this one was done. Okay, because I think I only set that one, the schedule for the one. So let me go, let me pick a target for the other one. So one of them I'm doing NGC 6888, and I will do, don't want to do anything too high in the sky, but maybe I'll do the Dumbbell Nebula. That's relatively bright. M27. So, oh, look. See, it's saying stack. Dang it. Wait. Why are they both saying stack? Am I crossing my signal, crossing my wires here? Maybe I am. And this is, oh man. Let me see about this. Let me go stack, and then I'll go to, and I'll just do the one. Okay. Oh. It's confusing, but it's actually pulling up the image for Seestar A, but I don't know why it's, I need to look at that. I don't think any of the code had been messed up, but it's, something's confused. Oh. Oh, hey, this is the stack. Now, granted, it's very noisy, and the stack is kind of maybe pushing it a little too, you know, being pushed a little too far, but it is showing. So what was I going to do with, what was the other target I was going to go point it at? I was going to point at M27. So let me point at this one at M27. So schedule for one is at Crescent Nebula. This one is done. So I'm clearing that, and I'm going to change this to M27. Let me double check that that's the one I said I was going to do. Yeah, M27. Look it up. Okay, total session time. We'll do another half hour. Light pollution. Go. Good. Great. Running. Okay. So this one says a stack. This one says there's something wrong. I think I made a, yeah. I had made some changes to the front end app as well, just before the stream, where I was trying to get the image kind of creation built into the same Python, into the same program. And I made some changes, and I wonder if those changes are confusing things. Oh. Actually, let me, see, view state. Maybe I introduced a bug. This code hasn't been pushed to other people yet, so that's the problem. I'm getting view state and I didn't specify which telescope. That might be part of my problem. I probably have multiple problems, but that might be part of it. All right, so let's go back to the live view. So this, let me try, I'm going to try both images again, because why not? And we will see if that actually works. Okay. What I end up doing is I don't click on the right point and it ends up reloading a different browser window that's off screen. Okay. And now this one says not a zip file. That makes no sense. Oh. Yeah, that one maybe it hasn't. Maybe this one hasn't kind of locked into the target. So actually, because this is the one that can be viewed in the Seestar app, I can actually look to see what it's doing. It says it's just previewing. Let me see. Stage stack, but that must be the other one. Wait, what is this about SH2? Oh, okay, that's another name for the Crescent Nebula. Now, why isn't this? Maybe it failed again. I'm going to just manually. Oh, it's still horizontal calibration. Maybe that's why it was failing. Error 611, CPU confused. Is it the CPU that's confused or me or both? What was it? Yeah. Yeah, this one hasn't succeeded calibration yet this evening, so maybe that's part of my issue with the one telescope. Now, if this actually succeeds, maybe I can go ahead and maybe I'll be able to actually view both of them. But we will see. Well, we will see what we will see. Oh boy, this was a little bit bumpier than I anticipated. But yeah, the default image or the stack that comes back, it's the same kind of stack that you get out of the Seestar. So the fit file. So if you go open the fit file without stretching it, it's just almost completely dark, and that's basically what's coming back. And so I'm applying kind of this this kind of percentile stretch to it, but it needs some tweaking because there's so much noise on this one. Part of a transistor. Yeah, you never know. Okay, so it's enhancing. And if this actually succeeds, I'm going to, I mean, like the view functionality is completely separate from the live view is completely separate from all the other functionality. So the fact that I'm having a hard time locking into targets and starting to image them has nothing to do with the live view. It's just not helping the live view for demonstration purposes, but it's really a separate. Okay, so I was able to start the stack. We've got That is really blurry. But this is M27. So let me quit this, or let me see. Yeah, okay, I'll quit this. And so now, hopefully, fingers crossed. What? Zip file? You're kidding me? Maybe I'll just. One thing I've noticed is the the code doesn't. It's so experimental that it doesn't recover well from errors, and so it ends up and yet it recovers better than it did. And also, I like for the streaming view, I tried to be more. Um, I don't know how the app itself works, but I've tried to be more aggressive about disconnecting and reconnecting if it starts having issues. Because okay, let's see. Oh, it got a header from both. That's encouraging. Could it be that it might actually be able to finally? Oh, well, I'm not going to jinx it at this point. I'm going to have a drink, a drink of root beer. Now, one of these has a almost 6 meg zip file, and the other one is an 8 meg zip file. And so it takes a little bit of time. Okay, one loaded. Actually, this looks better. Oh, they both loaded. What do you know? Now this stack doesn't have many frames yet, so it's very noisy. This one has gotten less noisy, I think. Now the only problem is these don't auto refresh. So that's next on my list of things to do. Before next live stream, I'll fix that, and hopefully get it all kind of integrated in one piece so it isn't so rough. Okay, that actually loaded faster this time. It definitely takes a while to. Yeah, so it's slowly starting to load. And what is M27? So yeah, I mean there should, after it gets a few more frames, it should actually start having some color in the center here, besides just what are you zipping? So that's the funny thing. The Seestar, when you're in preview mode, so when you go look at a target and it's just kind of updating like every second or two, that is what it's sending is just a raw image. So it's just kind of, it's like a raw fit file. It's just kind of the non-debayered frame, 16 bits per pixel, not stretched, and so you have to stretch it when you grab it. But the stacked version, when you're pulling the stack from the Seestar, it's it's debayered, and it's like the file is 6 times larger. So instead of is it 6 times larger? No, three times. Yeah, 3 times larger. So instead of 4 megabytes, it's like 12 megabytes. But it's a raw file, and it's it's pretty compressible. So the Seestar actually sends you a zip with the raw data in it, with the but only for the stacked image. The live view is uncompressed, but and it's literally a zip file. It's not like using the gzip kind of a linear or just a compressed stream. You grab the data and it's a zip header, and the file inside of it's called raw underscore data. And yeah, so what it's doing is what I'm doing with the code is I pull the data, and if it's the zip, I actually uncompress it in memory and then do some processing. Well, does the zipping help? Yeah, I mean, if you look at like one of these, so the one on the top is the left image, and the one on the bottom is the right image. Um, like this is very noisy right now, so it didn't compress as well. The image is 12 megabytes, um, but it compressed down to 8 megabytes. But the left image, it's under 6 megabytes, so it's less than half the size. So it does help. And I mean, like on at least on the computer side, it takes like negligible amount of time to decompress it. Um, yeah, um, yeah, yeah. That's a good idea to add a refresh time just to keep it from. Now, how much did it? You know what? That is actually an interesting point. Let me just trying to think of how to do this. Um, if I pull up the image, um, let me go not what you're suggesting about having a configurable one, but I could. I'm just hard coding it now because it looks like it takes about a minute for it to download. So I'll make it a little bit more than a minute. I'll make it. Oops. I'll make it 75 seconds, and so I'll try loading this. Yeah. No. So there is a trigger, but we're not consuming the trigger right now. Basically, the Seestar sends an event to the front end or to the app, but the Seestar ALP software isn't listening for that specific event. It listens for some other events, but I've talked to other people who are kind of contributing to this about well, supposedly the one on the right is pointing at the dumbbell, but there's so much noise here, I don't know. But on the left, this is the Crescent Nebula. So you're right. The one the cosmic ray, the one on the left is not the Crescent. I mean, not the dumbbell, but the one on the right supposedly is. Supposedly. Oops. That was exciting. I hate that one. Oh yeah, here. I'll show this in a sec. But let me see. Seestar. At least according to the Seestar app, which is this one's from Telescope B, this right one. It claims it's pointing at the dumbbell. Yeah, it's. Oh, what? Did it stop imaging? Maybe that's the problem. Let me go ahead and start that. Oh, weird. Oh. Yeah, anyway. Maybe that's why that image hasn't improved, because yeah, it stopped after 20 seconds. I'm not sure why. Maybe when I quit the app, it stopped. Anyway, so remember I said the gradients were kind of severe the other day, or over the weekend when I was testing this, and the stretch was a little maybe too aggressive, but this was when I was testing it out. On the right is the app, on the left is the live view, and that was a pretty severe gradient. I like that. Not sending the right image from the database. Yeah, I mean, somebody they need to get on that. 98 and 108 seconds. Yeesh. But this last updated, it should be due for an update. I set it to basically refresh this page every 75 seconds. And I didn't quit the app. But yeah, I definitely need to kind of have a configurable refresh. The other thing is this takes a bit of time to load, but again, a lot of that's a symptom of I'm trying to do 2 telescopes, pulling live view, and I still haven't fixed my Wi-Fi. So I say this every time, but I still haven't fixed my Wi-Fi. So it is just going to be slow. But see, it kicked off the request, and the Seestar sends back kind of like a very small header saying, I'm about to send you the rest of the file, and it's going to be bigger. I mean, it's going to be this big compressed. And then it finally showed up, and then here it is. And then this one still hasn't showed up, but now it has, and you can see it showed up on the screen. So kind of curious what's going on with this. Why does it keep stopping? One thing I can do is this other one monitors the telescope, and let me make sure it's on the right internal. You get the internal error sometimes when it times out. At least I do, because my network's slow. It actually got up to 1:10. So why did it? I wonder if there's something I'm doing that's causing it to stop developing. That's so strange. It just stopped. I wonder if there's something about the request I'm doing that's causing it to... Oh. I think I remember. I think I know what I'm doing that is causing it problems. Yeah. iScope, stop, view. I think what's happening is because the way it's refreshing, it ends up... Darn it. That's the problem, I think. If mode is none, stop the view. Let me. Basically, it shouldn't ever send these commands when it's doing the live stacking, and I wonder if that's causing it issues. But then the problem is I end up. I'm just gonna stop this, and it's gonna kill my schedule. But oh well. Oh, hi Wiley Site, how's it going? I'm doing a combination of live streaming and that's what it. Okay, I know what I'm good now. Yeah. Basically, yeah, Wiley said I'm doing a combination of demonstrating, observing, live coding, and live troubleshooting all at once. Nice. What are you imaging tonight? Okay. So I think this should not break now. And if my theory is right, yeah, this was pointing at 2. Basically what was happening is when it loaded this live view, it was running code that did a start imaging, but it already was imaging, and so it ended up stopping the stack, unfortunately. So, but it only did it on one of the telescopes. So anyway, I know what the issue is. I just need to fix it before I unleash this code on people. Cave Nebula, cool. Working on some coding. What are you coding up? Okay. So I think this is good. I think I figured out what the problem was. Yeah. Adding some schedule items. Oh yeah, for those watching right now, I don't know. I think I know what Wiley Site's working on, but there has been some update to the code, the Seestar Alp code. It isn't in the front end yet, but Kai, who started the project, he added the ability to specify which panels to image. So if you have like a 3x3 mosaic and like the first panel failed and the other 8 ran, you can rerun that schedule and say, just do the first panel. So all the computations, all the calculations of where the panels are don't change, but you can tell it later that you want to re-image certain panels, and you can tell it which panels to image. And that was just added on the back end. It isn't exposed in the front end yet. And Wiley Site's adding kind of this because the latest firmware has kind of changed some behavior. And so, yeah, he's adding a scheduled light pollution filter setting. So I'm actually going to try quitting this, and hopefully it won't break it this time. And I don't think it was breaking it. I think it was what I had done broke it. Yeah, it's kind of dark. Oh, and you're going to schedule. Oh, right. Yeah. So one thing that had been talked about is being able to kind of fire off, turning on the dew heater depending on the weather, like automatically do it. But part of that is being able to kind of schedule the dew heater. Okay, so this is that. This is running. It's taking 1 to 2 minutes to yeah, 0 FPS. But this is now finally finally both of them are working. They're both imaging. And actually I can go in here and view this, and it should now say stacking correctly, and this is stacking. Both of them, the scheduler is stopped, but it was in stacking mode, so it's continuing. Now, one thing is the image stretch might be a little aggressive, so yeah, Wiley's site has a script to delete the thumbnails because it's just clutter, especially yeah, it's just clutter. And okay, supposedly there's a nebula in there, but it's kind of dark. But if you look at the live view, it's not, it's a little bit too, it's definitely noisy. But there's only 4 minutes of data, so I'm going to, I can make some changes here. What was it? Stretch. So I can turn off the stretch. And it crashed. Okay, 250. Okay. Okay, great. They're both running. Oh, and they're not. Yeah, they're compressing pretty well. I guess there's enough data on the one. So I changed it to not stretch the image, and you'll see how dark both of them are. Want to add some commands for EQ mode. What kind of commands were you thinking of adding? Oh, thanks, Dave. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Have a good evening. Yeah, see, unstretched. These images are like there's a few stars, but everything else is too dark. So I need to tune this stretching because it's certainly not ideal. And yeah, setting the declination offset, that would be interesting. That would be cool. So the next time this loads, put in commands to rotate the scope. Yeah, there's so much that could be done. Yeah, I wonder if there could be something to, yeah. Yeah. When you say put in a command to rotate the scope, are you like is scheduled command or something that you could manually do? Because yeah, it would definitely be nice to be able to what do you call it? It would be nice to be able to control the scope manually, especially for like solar mode and stuff. Yeah, this one on the right's still super noisy. Actually, let me oops. Okay, and Just making these a little bit bigger. But yeah, it's yeah, so this will be in a version. It will be pushed into the branch, into the main branch, but I'm gonna feature flag it now. Oh, okay, just a manual command. Yeah, rotate X degrees. Yeah, M727. Do I have a solar filter on? No, no. Although it is pretty bad. Graxpert 10% background Sigma 3. Yeah. The Graxpert code. Is the Graxpert code around? Raise the scope to horizon and then rotate 180 degrees, and it'll be pointing at what I think is the southern horizon. Oh, yeah. Huh. Let me see. Graxpert source code. It is. Is it all in Python? Wait. Yeah, it's all in Python. Huh. That is a really good point. What's the license on this? It's GPL. Yeah, the problem is the Seestar Alp software is not GPL. But that is a good point. I wonder what they're using for that. Yeah, this is. Oh, it is GPL. My bad. So Seestar Alp is GPL licensed, so that wouldn't be incompatible. Control C. What was it? Did I miss something? Was it something about? Oh, was it? I missed it. Was it a commit message? Control C. So we could actually use the Graxpert. We could use the Graxpert potentially. We could just use what Graxpert is using. Oh yeah, Control C, yeah, copy command, yeah, Control C, yeah, copy paste. No, I mean it's if it's the same license and they're both open source licenses, why not? Background extraction. What is it? The stretch. Let's look at the stretch. It's 151 lines. Stretch parameters. But yeah, that's a good point. I do like the stretch for I do like the stretch in Graxpert. So wait, when was this last changed? 5 months ago. Yeah, okay. Here's the stretch options: BG and Sigma, and stretch all. Shared memory. Oh, it's using NumPy. Insert, executor, submit. Stretch channel. Stretch parameters for image. Calculate the stretch parameters. Stretch channel. Shared memory. Logical and huh. I'll have to look at that. Thanks for the suggestion, Seiko. Yeah, I mean it would give options. I mean it's basically just parameters um in this code. So I could really yeah, I mean they're just parameters. So I like that. I do like that. Thanks. Thanks for the suggestion. I mean, cuz I was looking for kind of off the shelf stretching code, and some of it was like I had found this. Well, actually, I was pointed to a library that it can produce good results, just not on the Seestar data. It kind of did some weird things to it. Um, but yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. And actually, that would be funny. We could denoise it on the fly, although the AI denoise is slow. So that wouldn't be an option, but that would be funny if we like or remove gradient on the fly. Huh. Interesting. Hmm. Oh, looks like this was from half an hour ago. Looks like there was some cloud, some wispy, hazy cloud in the sky. But it's loading. Okay. But I like that. I like the idea of using the Graxpert algorithm. Sorry, I had to tweak something real quick. Anyway, scattered high clouds most to the south. What library does Graxpert use? I mean, it looks like it's using NumPy. It's all it looks like. And data classes. Yeah, well, data classes is just that. So it's like, yeah, it's just NumPy, which is fine because we have NumPy in the code already. So yeah, calculate MTF stretch parameters for image, and then stretch all. And yeah, does an end an array copy pen. Probably needs to adjust some of the code because some of this is built for like GUI instead of a backend API. But yeah, it does median minus shadow clipping. I mean, because some of the way NumPy works, like yeah, you can apply. Yeah, so it's yeah. I was trying to mess with something here and it wasn't working. Yeah. So I think that does seem promising. I do like that. I do like that. And the license is, I'll have to double check that it's not like some GPL2 versus 3 situation, but it does seem compatible. Okay, the thing isn't too bad. This one, the second one, oh, they did load. It's just they're stacked one above the other. That is massively noisy. Let me see. Did I still have the, or did I quit the Seestar app? Actually, what I need to do is check. Yeah, it's still stacking, still stacking. Okay. So it is stacking. It's just the one is super noisy. But that's okay. We're making progress though. Let me see. Let's see. Interesting. Huh. Weird. Anyway, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's a good start. It's definitely a good start. I think I'm going to try that out, and I might, yeah, I can test it out offline because I have some example examples of the data that's coming of the zip data that's coming from the Seestar, so I can kind of feed it offline, and yeah, I like that. I really like that idea because the and actually I can. Wow, this is starting to get some massive rotation here. Let me check something here. Do I have let me look at, let's see. So, all right. I have some example images. Yeah. So here's an example raw that's from the telescope, and it looks bad. But if I pull up Grexpert, I'm loading it up right now. Okay. It is thinking, load image. What do you call it? Programs, projects, projects. Okay. I'm just not bringing up all these folders offline. Just so it was stacked raw. Yeah. So see the Seestar. I mean, that's a Seestar Grexpert. This is how it stretched it. And when I was testing, when I tested with the stretch I had, it was pretty severe. So maybe that isn't the same. Maybe that was a later image that ended up more washed out, the one I just showed. But still, the result here is pretty good. So, oh, and that's the 30 sigma. So let me do the 10 sigma. Yeah, so like if I do the 10 sigma, that's not bad. Yeah. And it runs pretty quickly. So, yeah, I could pick like the 15 sigma or something. That would be good. That would be pretty a pretty helpful addition. Let's see. Where are we? Yeah. Making progress. Yeah. It's either the clouds are break, I'll run out of tequila. Yeah, you win either way. yeah. I noticed that after. Yeah, I hadn't seen your message, but yeah, I was at 30%. But I think I will be adding that. Man, this one on the right is still so noisy. Yeah, so there's a few things that need to be done before this even goes into an experimental uh, feature. I need to integrate it. The I need to integrate the image generation into the main app. So here's the back end, and then I have a separate process for both telescopes to actually talk uh, to the telescope and fetch the images. And I was running into some issues with blocking. good, good luck. I have good luck imaging after a bottle. Yeah, you might want to be careful with yeah, with any expensive equipment. Um, but yeah, so I need to integrate this code into the main back end. I need to improve some of the error handling. I need to make the refreshing less kind of janky, where it kind of completely reloads the page. I need to handle the star mode correctly, um, because it was stopping the stacking, and it was also not able to distinguish between stacking and live preview. So that needs to be fixed. And the stretching, I want to adapt the Graxpert stretching. But I could probably, if I fix the other ones, other people can look at it. It's just the image won't be awesome. But if I get the stretching in place afterwards, maybe as kind of a fast follow right afterwards. But yeah, so here's kind of it's definitely a work in progress. But and I do want to be able to do what I'm doing here of being able to bring up both. Uh, Actually, no. What I was going to do is I was going to have two different tabs. Well, not two different tabs, but two different tabs. But this browser supports them side by side, so I was going to have one on one telescope, one on the other, and then so we could look at both of them live stacking. But so that's how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to. This was just a temporary thing. I need to figure out why it's the logic I had originally written wasn't working. Yeah, that is not the dumbbell is not looking very good at this point. I wonder at what point is the moon visible from behind the buildings? Yeah, not for over an hour, because the moon looks pretty cool. I did what do you call it? Let me see if I can find that. Yeah. So this was actually a screenshot. This wasn't a downloaded image. This was a screenshot of the live view in my browser, and or not a screenshot, a screen capture, so you can see kind of how the moon's well, also how the telescope's kind of wobbling a little bit as it's tracking the moon, but also the kind of what do you call it? Air currents. You can see it kind of rippling. That this was last night, I think. But yeah, you can see how it's moving and stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that out. But let's see what other ones. Yeah, so that works fine. And also, oh yeah, so I did I had the app and the live view, and then I told it to track to recenter the target, and then the app completely like lost it. Um, what was it? Let me see. I think I had some other ones. Yeah. Oh yeah, here. This one where I center it. Or was this the one I just looked at? Yeah, see it ends up glitching. Oh yeah. That was the one I just looked at. Um but yeah, it's coming along. And what was it? I also have tested out solar mode. Solar mode works fine. Um yeah, here. This was a live test of solar mode from the other day. And this, like I say, that because the solar mode is a lossy protocol, it's like glitching massively on the app. But um, it was kind of cool, and actually the live view was ahead of the app at times. Um, let's see. I was just doing different tests to see. Yeah, see, you can see I triggered an autofocus in the app, and you can see it kind of both of them were um, both of them. Oh yeah, and then I like was trying to figure out how responsive both of them were by trying to move the telescope. Um, and so you can see it. The web app actually moved quicker, or it was more responsive. Um, yeah, but yeah, so solar mode, lunar mode, they all work. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, this is true, and I do remind myself that like I tried to not get too carried away. I want to make sure it works with more than one telescope, but most people aren't going to have to have that have that complication. Um, but yeah, this is I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a live stream to show how it's working or the work in progress, and I'm definitely going to make some of those changes. I want to integrate the Graxpert stretching because I think that'll be neat. I think that'll produce a much better quality image. So thanks for the suggestion, Seiko. Um, but yeah, um, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Um, I'll probably I won't even if it's clear here tomorrow night. I'm gonna not live stream tomorrow night so I can make the changes that I was just talking about. Make changes to the code, and then I'll probably, assuming the weather's okay, I'll live stream on Wednesday, and I might live stream Thursday and Friday as well, depending on the weather. And I might end up. I didn't stream tonight on Twitch, but I will stream on Twitch next time, um, just just for the sake of completeness. And what else? So like this is just massively disappointing. The M27 is very disappointing. But the good thing is, in a couple of nights, like the moon is basically full right now, and um, so right now the moon today. Yeah, and so in a couple of days, the moon will I mean, it'll still be rising around 9:30, but probably the first hour won't be too bad. And then yeah, so it'll be a little bit better. And then by Friday, it definitely should be the moon won't rise until 10:30. So even till 11:30. So yeah, Friday will be definitely pretty good. So yeah, new moon on September 2nd. Well, hopefully it's clear because that's I think that's Labor Day weekend. So that would be nice. That would be nice. We'll see if the conditions are good. But yeah, so I think I'll leave it at that. And thanks for everybody for tuning in and getting to view the sneak peek of the live preview. And hopefully, again, I say it up. Oh yeah, moon up all night. Yeah. Hopefully we'll what do you call it? I keep saying I want to improve the performance of my network. The refresh time is particularly slow because of the position of my network. Just like when I have the app up, it's really slow. So if I fix that, it'll be a more responsive situation for the live view, and that's ultimately what I want to get to, where I can have, we can be looking at two different targets, have the live view without using the Seestar app at all, and that's kind of the idea. And there's some other functionality that's being added. And so maybe I'll demonstrate some of that too next time. But if you haven't joined the Discord server, the link's in the channel description, I think. And so join that. And yeah, if I appreciate everybody who joined tonight, and we'll do it again in a couple of nights. So until next time, have a good evening and clear skies. Thanks. Bye.